So Southern Poverty Law Center did this thing. It goes, Andrew Yang to speak alongside far-right figures at Freedom Fest, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and so the whole thing, there's, you know.
I mean, freedom by definition is like a far right thing.
In their mind, anyone who's trying to be free, it's like.
Well, it's so crazy because his free speech was like the ultimate freedom, and now it's the ultimate sign of fascism, right? Like they've gone like.
Being allowed to speak as fascist.
Yeah, they've gone like full college, you know, like new girl and gender studies on college.
Very, very crazy. I mean, these people want to live in China, right? But if you look into it, the people that were speaking, it was like fucking Dave Smith. It was like Dave, Justin Amash, Zuby.
Well, it's the one drop rule. It's they subscribe to the ideological one drop rule, where if you have if you like have someone you're like talk to them and they're bad, then you've been tainted.
It's a big web, right?
Yeah, you're tainted.
Do you know what I was thinking that reminded me of that? It was like, so I was kind of thinking that of the two parties, if you're like thinking of the idea that you have commitment issues to like join a party, and it's like Democrats are sort of like a really fucking naggy girlfriend that's just like, hey, why aren't you posting me more on your social media? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's this? Why aren't you doing this? Like, who's that guy you hung out with? You're not supposed to hang out with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So Democrats are like
overprotective.
Very overprotective, not overprotective. Overbearing. Yeah. Naggy girlfriend that's just like, who's this guy? Who's this guy? So you're hanging around that guy? I heard that he hung out with someone else that cheated on their girlfriend once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, well, what's about this guy? He posted a meme that he likes this. What's going on with that? That's the Democratic Party. And I was saying that the Republican Party, like kind of like the classic, like, you know, boomer Republican Party, they're like your buddy who has a wife that he hates that's grumpy. It's like, look at this party. The girls got their fucking tits out. You know,
they can't even enjoy. You go, yeah, tits are out. You guys,
look at these fucking girls just running around with their fucking tits out. You know what I mean? It's like,
what's this country coming to?
Yeah. You're just like, dude, this party's actually pretty fucking fire. Like, you don't have to fucking look at the titties. He's like, oh yeah, look at you guys looking at titties. yeah. So those were kind of my thing. It's your grumpy buddy that fucking hates his wife, and then.
And what's the
kind of always reminds me of that Bill Burr joke where it's
friend.
like, it's always like, no, this is better. Like, it's like, you know, no, you have your this, you go to work and you do this and it's better. And just slowly by the end of it, you're just like a shell of a man. Yeah. Obviously not everyone either, but that's kind of my analogy for at least some of the ones that I know, right? There's like they're sort of always telling me how much better what they're doing is. And you're just like, kind of doesn't sound better. It sounds like what we're doing is better.
Grass is always greener.
The grass is always greener, but the argument is that the grass. If the argument from both of these is the grass isn't greener.
Yeah, that's
actually the boomer. I'd say the Republican one's more that the grass isn't greener. It's actually this is the perfect way to live, and then the Democrat one's like, yeah, it's Nazi grass though. Yeah.
Yes, the grass has never been greener, but it's Nazi grass.
You're gonna be stepping on fucking.
Do you know what company makes the fertilizer for this grass?
You know,
so these fucking Zyklon B.
Yeah. It's
That's how it got so green. So.
Yeah, that grass is green from Zyklon B. Anyways, this is so fucking good. Yeah, so it's basically it's Zuby and Dave, and they go, former Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang will speak Saturday with his new Forward Party in creating political coalitions at the 2022 Freedom Fest in Las Vegas. Dun, 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 dun. Which will feature far-right libertarians with ties to white nationalism and anti-Semites. They mean Jewish people, Dave.
Yes, yeah, Dave, Jewish people. Are there any, like, in their mind, if you're a libertarian, that's far-right?
The guys that have a white nationalist and anti-Semitic ties, they mean a black guy and a Jewish guy.
Justin
Amash is like so normal.
Yeah,
too.
He's totally normal. I follow him on Twitter. But so he's just libertarians to them are just super far right now. They're just the farthest of the right.
So that's in their mind, yeah. And also the funny part about it too is like this point's been made probably lots in other contexts too, but you go, it's like it's the most far right thing. It's like they're so, and it's the worst part is this far right thing is now letting in Zuby, Andrew Yang, Democratic candidate Andrew Yang, and Justin Amash and Zuby, and you go, sounds like maybe they're not that white nationalists. No, those guys are all in too now.
Yeah. They have internalized white supremacy.
They have internalized.
That's whoever came up with that term where you just go like internalize whatever negative thing, even though it makes zero sense. You go, no, it's internalized.
Dude, it's so funny, right? So it's like really the headline should just be like, you know, Andrew Yang speaks in Vegas or whatever, right? But it's like, I actually looked into it further because originally I was sort of thinking the stuff I said, and then it turns out Andrew Yang actually is in the Klan.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's the interesting part. He's showing
well,
up.
we met him, so that makes the one drop rule.
We're one drops now too. Do you think that happens if we talk to Andrew Yang now? I did Andrew Yang's podcast. He wasn't there that day because sometimes he's not on it.
He's not on his own podcast.
That's correct.
That
yeah,
seems like probably not a good strategy for a podcast host.
No, it's him and this girl Jules, and then sometimes it's just Jules that does it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was supposed to be there, and then he pulled a no-show, man. And then fucking this is what he gets for pulling a no-show.
Now you're on a fucking list, pal. You're on the fucking no-show list, and you're on the fucking Nazi list.
But if I knew that, then if I would have been in contact with Andrew Yang, who was in contact with Zuby, who was in contact with Justin Amash, who was in contact with Freedom Fest.
Freedom Fest.
Freedom Fest is... What national is fest? But
I don't think I'll ever find myself at any.
do you think they actually?
fest.
That'd be funny going there, and you're just like they're saying it's like the Freedom Fest. Like they're saying this Nazi thing. It's like as if Andrew Yang's there. You get there, Andrew Yang's like burning a cross. Like, what's up, buddy? You're missing the festivities.
It's got full just like Nazi regalia. You go, oh, all right.
What the hell?
Really took
hi, guys.
losing the presidency pretty hard, huh?
Oh, hi guys, just campaigning. Going to Dave Chappelle's show later tonight. Doing crime stats. That's
Race and IQ.
Yeah. Andrew Yang's like speech is just like, let's talk about the blacks. Everybody's like, yeah. He puts a PowerPoint up. It's just a black square, and he goes,
Any questions?
yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
So yeah, basically Andrew Yang's like a white supremacist now. This is
Classic.
Yeah, but also funny the other way too. It's like they did have the speakers, like the Ku Klux Klan, like the head guy, the Grand Wizard's there. It's like, guys, we have a special guest, Andrew Yang.
Oh,
You think everyone in the Klan would be like, no?
No, they might be okay with it.
You think the people in the Ku Klux Klan would be okay with Democratic candidate Andrew Yang showing up to their meetings?
Yeah, because that's the whole thing. Wherever all the Republicans they go, yeah, the Klan, they're all Democrats. You know?
Yeah.
All right, they're all trying to smear each other always, and then everybody's rolling their eyes. You're a Democrat. No, you're a fucking Democrat.
It's funny when people are like, the Klan's all Democrats, and the people in the Klan are like, no, we're not.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, we're not at all. I think I'm fucking.
Stop saying that.
I'm not wearing an "I'm with her" shirt. And if I was, it's ironically, okay?
All right, guys. Great speech on the whites taking over the race. How it's the best race, and we need to send everyone back to their respective countries, and no one can live together. All really, really good stuff, Tim. Anyways, we're bringing up Andrew Yang here.
And guys, make sure you get out and vote on Tuesday and vote for Hillary Clinton.
Andrew Yang's going to get up here and talk about how his new party that he started, the Forward Party.
The Forward Party.
And then they said, but the festivities skewed towards libertarians and other members of the liberty movement.
I hate liberty.
How do these fucking Southern Poverty Law Center guys not have aren't they just like a complete?
I mean, a 19-year-old intern wrote this. Probably they're like this thing must be just absolutely overrun with fucking like newly graduated.
Oh yeah, fresh
liberal arts college students and.
Portions of which belong to the extremist anti-government movement. So it's like, if you don't like the government, you're extremist. Like, dude, that's the most definition of like fascism. Kind of is like anyone who disputes anything the government says is a
government
extremist.
stinks.
Yo, the government. If you're listening to this,
extremist.
You just Danny put the government on notice right there.
Yeah, you're on blast, government. You fucking stink.
They said the festival skews towards those people, right? And it is sponsored by Epic, a web hosting company that has provided services to neo-Nazi and white nationalist.
That's who hosts my
websites.
website, actually.
But you know what? Yeah, that's why. Yeah, but also like, they literally go through the kind of 10. It's like they basically take the 10 worst arguments. Like, I don't know what you call it, like arguing fallacies when you make arguments that like don't make sense. I guess they have a fallacy in them. You know what I mean? They go through the most like debunked ones and just do them one by one. Like first of all, they're just like, this party's has all black and brown and Jewish people, but it's a white supremacist party. And then they go, they have ties to this person, and it's like 5 degrees. That guy wasn't there specifically, but they've.
I mean, they're saying they're putting this thing on blast because like a web hosting company, like.
But more importantly,
it's not like, how do you think a web hosting company works where they just, every person who signs up, they go, oh, we're going to give them a full review.
Well, that's what
I'm sure someone complains.
No, that is what they want.
Yeah.
Because they're saying, well, I don't know, Epics, we gave you our list of no's. Because you could legitimately say this where you go, he went to McDonald's, a restaurant that is often served white supremacists and Trump supporters. The other day, he was on Facebook, a website, which they do say that sort of stuff.
I know.
What can you say?
I mean, there's
Reebok, a shoe often worn by members of the Ku Klux
it's
Klan.
the fucking, what is it, like the Norm Macdonald thing where Hitler's dog, it's like Hitler had a dog.
It's that, but that's why I'm saying it's like the classic ones, right?
Yeah.
They're
ridiculous.
They went through all the classic ones, and then they were like, oh, they were gonna have Nick Fuentes on the festival, but then the organizers booted him after taking a deeper look into his ideology. So it's like basically they were gonna have Nick Fuentes on, and then they said that like they didn't want the smoke of that or whatever, and then their take is like, almost.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have even considered having him on.
We're like, okay, regardless of him or anything, like what white supremacist organization, in their mind, this guy, whatever they think he is or whatever, they go, hey, we're going to have this guy on. And then they go, he's too aggressive. Why would they do that?
Yeah.
If they go, like, why would they kick
I mean,
anyone
assuming
off?
even if it was done,
They're afraid of you, I guess.
yeah, but also even if you assume that it was done like in good faith, where they straight up were like, yeah, like we've heard good things, and then they go, well, we looked into him, and maybe not for us. They're like, they did the thing you wanted them to do.
But that's what I'm saying.
And
like,
it's still not enough.
Exactly. You still wrote the article, so it's just like, so why would anyone ever pander to you ever? It's like, you can't win with these people.
No. The only thing they do is the more they write, it seems like, the more they just fucking kind of make themselves less legitimate with nonsense like this.
Oh, of course. Still.
They have a hate map on their website, and it's just anti-government groups. I'm like, what's wrong with being against the government?
Oh, it's hate. You hate the government. They don't like hate unless it's a word.
Yeah.
When you go, what kind of hate organizations can you have? One's against you, basically.
Yeah. No.
If you have one against yourself.
You gotta love the government.
And hate you. You have to love the government and hate thy neighbor, I guess, right? Because it really is true, though. If you go, I have a group that, I hate group, and you go, what does it hate? It's like, like my dad, people like that, and you go, we'll allow it.
We'll allow it.
We will allow it. But they go, but still, some libertarian speakers belong to the Mises Caucus, a far-right group that won control of the Libertarian Party. Again, Dave.
Yeah. Literally Dave Smith.
Comedian Dave Smith.
From Legion of Skanks.
Yeah.
And he's on this podcast called Legion of Skanks.
Yeah. That's fun. Yes.
I love that came up.
Associate with far-right figures, Dave Smith, comedian and Mises Caucus member who now runs the party's social media, is a featured speaker. Andrew Yang speaks to comedian Dave Smith. It's like, you're just like... The loops that they're going through.
I mean, they probably have a whole thing about Rogan being like, I'm sure they have
of course,
50
all
Rogan
of it.
articles.
100%. Yeah, these people are so cooked, but I just hate it because these organizations actually do have legitimacy. Like, Southern Poverty Law Center will make lists of people, like, don't serve lists, and people do use them.
Yeah.
Like, there's people banned from things because of these guys. And they purposely misinterpret, like people make jokes and they'll say they're not jokes. Like they're a terrorist organization. That's what they are.
They are. They're all terrorist bloggers.
Yang, the Democratic candidate in 2020 election, won support from a broad political swath of electorate, including right-leaning fans of former President Trump.
Woo! Half the country?
Yeah, well, for sure. And on top of that, you go, wouldn't that be a good thing? Like, okay, imagine, well, you could say Bernie Sanders. Some people like Bernie. Some of Bernie Sanders' fans were former fans of Trump. And you go, oh, so in your mind, if you hate Trump so much, you go, he converted people from Trump. He goes, no, they should die.
It's the one-drop purity test. Honestly, if they apply...
But what do you want him to do? Like, how
die! They want them to die.
How is this not a good thing where you go, if you are this left-wing activist, you go, oh, these people that used to like Trump, now they like Andrew Yang instead. Like, wouldn't that be a good thing?
No.
And you go, no, Yang needs to shun them. They can keep voting for Trump, and then we can keep writing articles about their bad.
Yeah, we got an article mill that keep going here. Honestly, if they applied their standards, more than 50% of the country would be problematic. Like it would be
a
majority of the country, and you'd be like, okay, well.
Well, also you go, so Joe Biden, did anyone vote for Trump and then decide to vote for Biden? Okay. Biden pulls from, it's like you just do the exact same
thing. Joe Biden, has former Trump supporters voting for him now, and then his eyes flash red.
That's what it is. Like, what do you want?
They just want to be miserable. And
Yeah,
they want everybody else.
Andrew Yang is going to a libertarian conference to try to like convert some of them because Andrew Yang, I guess his thing is he's like, he wants people from all the
Yeah,
things.
he wants the forward party.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, it's like you go, no, you can't do you're not supposed to do libertarians. You go, well, who can I pull from my former party? Only Democrats, and also you have to be one, and also you need to like say our talking points and be like, okay, that's kind of the whole thing I was leaving this prism.
I don't mind Andrew Yang, but I think he needs to give up his political aspirations.
You're saying forward parties?
I got no beef with him, but you're like, dude, this ain't happening. I don't know, man.
I like him too.
I like him, but I'm just like, dude, this isn't happening. You're not going to be the president.
Dude,
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Other dude at one point, Andrew Yang was running for president. Then he was running for mayor. Like next thing, he's gonna be like running for like president of like the fucking,
He's going to be running to be the treasurer of the Boyscast. Goes, there were some expenses I didn't approve.
I think Andrew Yang just lost an election to be the president of his condo board.
That would be amazing. He's like a hard fucking campaign to be condo board fucking head of the condo board. It's like, dude, you didn't even fucking come in 10th. Got dropped out. He's got a stink on him.
He doesn't know how to win elections, that's for sure.
I mean, I like it. He's got like something. But yeah.
Well, I think what he has is like somewhat more like popular in like business and real life, but like the truth is in politics, it does way better to pick a side and just say the stuff that they want to hear.
For sure.
And he sort of has like wants to.
He's the out there.
And he sort of
guy.
sometimes
he's the
does
wacky
that.
idea,
but
guy.
sometimes he does that. Sometimes he doesn't. Like sometimes he kind of says like the propaganda for each side. Sometimes he doesn't. Then sometimes he kind of says what he actually thinks. And then you know what I mean, which is sort of like a more bit. Like I'm sure he probably agrees kind of more with like Elon Musky politics if you break it down.
Yeah, I got nothing against him. I just give it up.
He has probably like Silicon Valley politics if you really boil it
Yeah,
down.
he's not gonna be a politician. I don't know. Try and be a fucking congressman.
Yeah,
Like that seems like if fucking all these
he really
idiots all over.
He does get fucking dummied at elections.
Yeah, but like try and be a congressperson. Like that seems like that's doable. There's so many of them, and it seems like some places.
Or you do pull you pull Kane and you be the governor of like Fort Knox. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, he's the mayor of
mayor of like some small
Knoxville or
town,
something,
yeah.
or Knox for something. Knox. Yeah, exactly. Like mayor.
Andrew-
Don't try to be the mayor of New York.
Mayor of New York was but it was a drop. Like I'm telling you right now, I think he's running for he's running to be like.
I actually can't believe that he got.
He's running to be
so
the head of
bad.
his chair of his dodgeball league.
He's just I don't know, trying to be fucking PTA meetings or something, like parents association at his kid's school. They're like,
Shut
drops $500K on his fucking campaign, still loses. Dude, it's just not for you, man.
Okay, I think we just ruined our chance of getting him as a guest on the podcast, which you probably would have done. All right, Andrew. I think I always go back where I go. I think we're the shit talking podcast more than we're the fucking having guest podcast for the most part.
That's fine.
Yang was a Democratic candidate. Okay, but that was one other thing I was going to say. But this is, the last thing that made me laugh. Hate Watch sent a request for comment to the Forward Party about Yang's decision to appear at the festival. The Forward Party did not respond. So, and then they said another one. They go, another Mises Caucus linked speaker, Clint Russell, host of Liberty Lockdown. And they asked, oh, no, that wasn't him. But there was another one that they asked Hate Watch. Oh, Freedom Fest organizers didn't respond to Hate Watch either for comment. So Hate Watch sort of got ghosted by everyone. No one even falls for that trick anymore. They go, you sent a million messages and no one responded to you. It's like they sort of using that as like if they had nothing to hide, they respond to Hate Watch.
Yeah, why wouldn't they just respond to every fucking email we send? They get 500 emails for comment. They go, why didn't they respond to us? Must be hiding something.
Exactly. So another Mises Caucus speaker, the host of Liberty Lockdown, Russell, started the podcast May 20 to push back against COVID-19 lockdowns meant to stop the spread of the virus. And that was the last thing that was funny that they put in there. They go, the COVID-19 lockdowns, which if you didn't know,
we're meant to.
It's like, oh, that's why they were there. It's
they
like,
didn't.
If he knew that, maybe he wouldn't be against them. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, we need to end the lockdowns. They were too much. And everyone's like, guys, hate to be just straight up common misconception. Some of you may not know this, but the lockdowns were there to sort of stop the virus. And everyone goes, fuck. You know what? I'm an idiot.
What?
Takes off his swastika. This is the New Clips channel. Hit us with a subscribe. Let's get those numbers up. Thank you. Peace.